My name is Ian Hadaway and this is my GL1500SE. It's a Japanese import that I bought about 18 months ago from a dealer in Salisbury specialising in American cruisers and an import called American Cruiser. They took this as a trade-in, and as soon as it went up, it was one of those things I just had to have it. It's got about 42,000 miles on the clock. As you know, it's quite special being the Japanese import. It has this windscreen wiper and water jet, and if we come around the back of the bike, you can actually see underneath the number plate here there is a washer bottle and a little sight window there down by the gold ring emblem for you to be able to check the level in the washer bottle. Unfortunately, I'm losing my storage, and so it's got to be sold. It's fully working, so if we just stick the key in here and I start this up, always start with a bit of choke. It's a carved bike. And as you can see, she runs sweet as a nut, and she normally warms up pretty quickly to a nice silky purr. Now, being the SE, this bike has the air suspension, the adjustable air preload. So down here we can hit pressure check, and up on the dash a little indicator of how much pressure, and we can increase it or we can decrease it. We also have cruise control. This is fully working. I've had no problems with this other than when the speedo cable broke, which has now been replaced. And then the cassette radio. The cassette radio has got front and rear speakers and a balance control. So if we look over here on this control here, we've got a front rear balance control there that adjusts the sound to these rear speakers as well as to the front. And the tape, got this lovely sidewards loading mechanism that means you can put a tape in the side there. I've also fitted this with a frequency expander because it's a Japanese radio, so the tuning was off. So this now gets all of the UK stations, absolutely fine, lovely and clear. I've also added, it's got these were on it when I bought it, but these are aftermarket armrests, which are quite nice and comfortable for your pillion. And then I've also added some USB charging sockets both here in this side pocket here, and underneath this pocket here there's another charging point under there for doing larger tours. As you can hear, runs without problems. It's also got some nice little features that obviously gold rings of this era had. So you've got things like this knob here opens and closes air vents over the toes of your feet to keep them nice and warm when you're riding in cold weather. And you've got things like this lever here that adjusts the height of the pillion footrest up and down to make it slightly more comfortable or easier for, if you're going to take your grandkids or your kids out on the back. And it means that you can bring the foot pegs up and make it easier for them to feel comfortable on the back of the bike. It was MOT'd in January, February time this year. The tyres were new on it last August and have only done about 2,000 miles. They're wearing really well. These are nice Metzlers. The brakes, when I got it, they were in need of a rebuild, so it's got brand new stainless steel pistons and seals, and everything has been done with top quality parts. So with the case of those pistons, they are, I think they're TRK or another brake part specialist that does a really nice stainless steel kit. And then like things like the seals and stuff like that, they're genuine Honda items. It's also had the belts done. Before I did a trip last year, I had those off and the belts were done. It's been regularly serviced. It's had a new air filter about 3,000 miles ago, new spark plugs. I also balanced the carbs, get it nice and right. It's also got the customary massive Goldwyn luggage. So, if we come down here, on this side we've got one pannier and a full genuine toolkit strapped in. In the top box, when I bought this bike, it actually had the remnants of a multi-changer mini disc system in there. So I've removed that and tidied it up. There were some some metal prongs and spikes bit here where it had been fitted, but that's been removed and tidied up to maximise the storage space. There's also a really handy little cubby hole up here where you can stash things like first aid kits, or in this case a little tracker. And then in this pannier here, where we have the air suspension, you also have an air outlet, which is perfect for topping up tyres. I have an adapter hose, an extension hose here that enables you to do that and get around all the bike. There were also these, which have been taken off the bike when I bought it and put in one of the panniers. They really need rechroming, but a set of aftermarket wind deflectors there as well that come with the bike. Obviously it's best part of 30 years old now, so it's not immaculate, and there are some marks on the plastics, and some of the plastic joining mechanisms aren't perfect, but they're all solid. The design of this was such that it's not stupid plastic poppers. Most of it is screws and spacers that mean that it's actually pretty easy to get apart, and they're all in pretty good nick, actually better than I was expecting for a bike of this age when I first did any work on it. I also have a sheepskin seat cover for the seat if it's desired, that can be attached on. Makes it very, very comfortable, particularly in colder weather. It's very plush. So yeah, that's all of the Goldwing. As I say, I wouldn't be getting rid of it if I wasn't losing my storage. This has sort of been a bike of a life purchase for me, and I would happily do another 100,000 miles on it. Say it's got about 42 on it at the moment. It's had relatively easy life. As far as I can work out, it's been garaged all its life, and whilst it's been in my care, it's been kept garaged as well, and out of the weather, cleaned and polished regularly, and just generally maintained, but also used, so not sat as a garage queen all of the time.